What's up, YouTube family? Welcome to Automotive Life. My name is Lucky, and today we're going to be doing another installment of Dealer Confessions. Now, pretty much this is when I have you guys ask me any questions you want, and then I answer them on camera. So if you want to message me, you go to our Instagram, automotive.life. You can ask me anything, and we're pretty much going to try to put it on air on every session. We're trying to do about one of these a month, just so this way it's almost like a fun Q&A. Eventually, we're going to do a live one, but for now, we're just going to do this one. Also, if you want to put a comment section down below, we are still giving away that $100 gift card to Harbor Freight. So if you have any questions, automotive questions, football questions, you want to tell me your best, your mama joke, all you got to do is put it in the comment section below and you will qualify for a $100 gift card from Harbor Freight. But if you could do me a huge favor before you do that and gently squeeze the like button for the YouTube algorithm, it helps me find more amazing people like your guys that enjoy automotive content. Also, please consider subscribing. We do post 3 times a week, so make sure you click the notification bell so this way you're notified of anything that we post. And without any more shameless plugging, let's get into the video. So I'm going to go through my Instagram and pick a few DMs and read them for you guys. So the first one is from Patrick. He's asking, where's the best place to buy exotic cars? Now, when it comes to exotic cars, there is no perfect place, but usually I tell people that Miami and LA per capita have more exotic cars than anywhere else. So usually look around there. Definitely try to buy private party. So depending on your state, you get to save that sales tax money. But one of the big things is you get to see the person, you get to ask about the car, and you can see the way it's taken care of, because a lot of these people are just trashing some of these exotic cars. So if you get one that used to be owned by, you know, some drug dealer that just did burnouts all the time and never did any of the maintenance, and you buy it from the dealership, now it looks beautiful sitting inside the dealership floor, but you don't see the way it was and how it was stored and everything else before then. So that's definitely a good inclination of what you should do. Plus, if you can, try to stay away from some of the dealers. They're extremely expensive and overpriced when it comes to exotic cars. Even when I tried to buy my R8, they were trying to get like almost, I think it was $25,000 over MSRP, which was ridiculous. So there's a lot more people going over 100,000, you know, saying that I know what I got, you know, go try to find another one. Just wait, there's going to be more for sale here soon. But usually when I say exotic cars, I would try to go outside the box and think of something different. You're going to laugh, but a good place to where I find a lot of good deals for exotic cars is bankruptcies. So by law, every courthouse actually has a listing where they file all the bankruptcies. You can reach out to these people and see, you know, what they have. If they're going through bankruptcy, if they have assets they want to get rid of, you can actually reach out to them. You can reach out to the banks. You can put offers in on cars and everything else. So pretty neat thing. If you haven't known about that, but definitely check that out. Let's go and get to the next message. The next one is from Daphne. What is the best car for Turo? All right, this is my favorite. There is no best car for Turo. All these people, I watched a lot of these videos, this is the best car for ROI, this is the best, you know. Here in Vegas, my best car is a convertible Camaro. But like I said, if you live on the East Coast and let's say you're in, you know, New York, in Buffalo, New York, and it's freezing all the time in the wintertime, my Camaro is not going to do good in your guys' state. You guys do better with luxury SUVs and 4x4 SUVs that rent for more money and more consistently. So there is no best car for Turo. I usually tell people you want to test out your market and see what's working the best. I've seen places like Chicago where Jeep Wranglers are amazing, and then I've put a Jeep Wrangler here in Vegas and it did okay. Nobody really cared. They were more rather be in a C-Class, E-Class Mercedes, maybe a convertible M4, you know, something like that that was much more popular. So, you know, as you start to build your Turo business, definitely try stuff out, and then also look at the trips that are on the people's thing and see what kind of reviews they're getting, if people are multiply renting them, if they're really enjoying them, and that'll give you kind of an inclination of what is the best car in your market. And also keep your mind open, because sometimes the best car in your market may not be on Turo. We make jokes all the time. Nobody does minivans. I keep telling all my friends, my students, everybody takes their classes, freaking minivans, and all you guys sleep on it. Those are my best renters. Definitely look at the minivans. It's something different to check out. Let's get to the next question here. So this one's from Will. What's up, Will? Buddy of mine in LA. If money was no object, which car would you buy? If money was no object and I didn't care, I would buy a 63 AC Cobra, a real one that's all aluminum body. It's my dream car. It's something that even though it's rare and it's a one-off, I would still drive the hell out of it and have fun with it, because something like that's just built by hand, that's just raw muscle and just power and just and just the story behind it was what makes it even more amazing. So I would probably do that, you know, either the AC Cobra, or if I can get an original GT40, that would be amazing. But we'll have to see. Like I said, unless I get a sugar mama or turn into a multimillionaire or hit the lotto, unfortunately I'll have to roll my R8 till now, which I'm very happy and blessed for, but definitely would love to get one of those 2 cars. Let's get into the next message. Okay, this one's from Alex in Dallas, Texas. Alex asks, why are the banks charging so much for fees? So as of right now, there's a big risk mitigator in the automotive lending world. There's a lot of people that are going back to work, but there's still what's called the great resignation. There's a lot of people that are quitting their jobs, that are leaving, that are turning down employment left and right because they don't want to do it anymore. They'd rather stay home. They got a little bit of money in their pockets. They got a little bit of savings from the stimulus and some of the other things, so they're hanging out. So a lot of the banks are afraid that when these people run out of their money and they go to the job market, there's going to be no jobs come wintertime. And so that's going to basically cause a peak for repos and everything else, which is going to roll into why car prices are going to go down, but we'll go into that later. But the reason why the banks are worried about this and they're charging more fees is to offset that risk. So if you're a dealership and you're selling deals to banks, you're probably going to see a 3 to 5% increase on their fees because they're going to try to mitigate the risk because they know they're going to have a massive loss and fallout during this fourth quarter in sales and also in lending. So, you know, that's why most of the banks are being a little bit more restrictive. They're asking for more stips, more docs, stuff like that, and then they're raising up the fees. So if you're a dealer, please be careful. Double check your documents, and then also try to shop around for the best fee. I've been trying to do it with a few of my students and as well as a few dealers I know, and right now they're not giving any breaks. I mean, it's like, hey, this customer has bad credit. If you want it bought, you're gonna have to pay X, Y, and Z, and we want this, this, and this. And that's just the way it is. So unfortunately, Alex, that's what we have to deal with. But good luck. Hopefully things will change here in a little bit once tax season rolls around. So the next question comes from Jesse, which is a great follow-up question to our last one, is there gonna be a good tax season this year? Now, with all the things going on in the pandemic, a lot of the dealers wanna get back to normal. We want something that basically consists of normalcy, which is tax season, which is usually our Christmas, is when we sell all the cars and we make a bunch of money and everything is great. Well, now we're running into cars that are priced way too high. We have the new tax laws where everybody with a kid is getting $200 per kid every month, so this way it helps out the economy. But the downfall is that's taking away from people's big tax returns. So instead of them getting, you know, like $5, $6, $7, $10,000 for all their kids at the end of the year, they're getting this $200 a month. So it's helping them now, but it's hurting a lot of the businesses, automotive, furniture places, a lot of people that we really depend on tax season to make our year. And then on top of that, a lot of the stimulus ballers and people collecting unemployment did not click take the taxes out of my check. And so a lot of people are going to have really rude awakenings when they go in to file their taxes and they're like, well, I was on unemployment and I was on stimulus, you know, the government should take my money. Even though the government's giving you free money, they want their piece of the pie, you're probably going to owe taxes for the next 2 years. So just get ready for it. But I believe that's what's going to happen. So I don't think tax season is going to be as good as what it normally is. And the last few years, it's been garbage anyway. So we pretty much just wrote off tax season. We're trying to do different things to consistently sell more cars per month so we don't have to rely on just a tax season. So if you could sell an additional 3.5 cars per month, hopefully that'll make up for the loss that you get during the one big month of tax season. So, but just bear with us, stick in there, you know, think of different ways, definitely work on your marketing and you'll get more people and you'll increase your sales. So here's another dealer question from Navia. What is your best dealer software? So the dealer software that I use is what's called Dealer Center. Now the reason why I use it, it's all web-based and it's very intuitive, it's simple to use. There's a lot of really great features. It controls your website, which is a smart site. It integrates your marketing, your CRM. We message all of our customers through there. If you do buy here, pay here, it manages all that and messages them so you don't have to mess with it. We also do, on our website, we do auto approvals so they can run their credit themselves and get an approval, and all you do is get a message saying, hey, this guy's approved, send him to Westlake, iaai, Wells Fargo, wherever else. It's a really cool system. So I definitely recommend people checking it out. Now, there's a lot of people that are pro Fraser, which is very old school, which if that's what you like, that's fine. Some people like the accounting end of it. It's a little bit more simplistic. But I tell people to definitely try Dealer Center and give it about 90 days. Don't just try it for a month. It's just like when you switch from Android to Apple. People are like a little confused at first, but once you get it, you don't know how you realized you live without it. So make sure that you try that out if you're a dealer and see if it works best for you. Now, the next question we're going to get is from Rachel, how can I rent cars or get a contract so I can rent cars to regular people off of online applications? Okay, this is a good one. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how good your paperwork is, if you hire an attorney to write up this contract, if you are a regular person renting another regular person a car, you are not covered under that person's insurance or yours. What's going to happen is if that insurance company winds up being a jerk, they can say, hey, you know what, you're not a business, you're not a licensed rental car company, even though your contract says that their insurance will pay for the damages, it doesn't matter. They still have the obligation where they can tell you no, and I've seen it many times. So quit asking, how do I rent cars without getting a license? Just go get your damn license. It's really not that expensive. For $2,000 to $3,000, you can get your license, you can be up and running, and you don't have to worry about all this crazy, shady stuff of going around and making fake contracts and renting to a bunch of tweakers and stuff online. You know, if you do it right and you build your foundation, if you become successful, you can grow. You can get lines of credit, you can grow your business entity, you know, you can provide income so you can apply for a house. These are the things that none of these YouTubers talk about. And that's why I'm trying to get this into you guys. So this way, you know, if you do build your business, I want you to be successful long-term, because all these clowns burn out in about a year or two. Like I said, watch all these old Turo YouTubers that used to put out there, they're all gone now because they've all been kicked off the platform. They've done too much crazy stuff. They're running at a deficit. They're not making any money. I've seen a lot of people message me like, well, how can they afford to rent this car if my car payment's this and they're only making this? And a lot of times I tell people they're not there to make money. They're just there to put their car on Turo so they don't have to make their car payment. So, you know, do it the right way, structure your business for the long term, and I promise you it'll definitely pay dividends down the road. So the next question is from Fabian. Fabian asks, what is the craziest trade-in you've gotten? Now, I did this on my first dealer video. I'll tell you another one, but I basically got a Bell helicopter. It was crazy. Somebody brought it in, traded in on a Challenger. It was a crazy deal. It was funny. Definitely watch the first video. I'll put a link somewhere up here above. But I've had other crazy stuff. I've had people trade me guns, TVs. Some guy was trying to trade me like these crazy, I don't know what kind of dog it was, but it was like a $10,000 dog. I had a guy try to trade me a monkey, tigers. I've had guys actually try to trade in their wives, which is pretty freaking hilarious. And I'm not joking about that. There's like some crazy swinger ass people here in Vegas. And so, you know, it's like, we pretty much get it all here in Vegas. I can literally do 1,000 of these videos about some of the crazy stuff we've seen at the dealership. But as far as craziest trade-in, I would definitely have to say it was that Bell helicopter. So make sure you watch the first video because it's like a 30-minute story and I don't really want to go into it on this one. I want to kind of keep it moving and bang them out. The next one is from Mike Jackson. Very cool name. You should have went by Michael, but anyways. Mike Jackson asks, if flipping cars is so profitable, why don't you do it? I don't know if you watch my YouTube channel, Michael, but I actually flip cars all the time. That's pretty much what I do 90% of the time. We buy cars from different vendors, we fix them up, we either sell them to dealerships, we take them to the auction, or we do a little bit of retail here and there, but that's mostly what I actually do. So as of right now, like I said, I don't have a dealership anymore. We are just training people. We're traveling around the US. We train people how to set up their dealerships, how to do financing, get their lenders, also their vendors and everybody else. And so as of right now, this is what I do to make money, because believe it or not, YouTube does not pay me a lot. Even with all the subscribers I have and all the views I have, I make a little under $1,500 a month with YouTube ad revenue. So it's not like I'm breaking the bank. And this studio is not going to pay from YouTube money, my car, my bills, my cell phone. I think my YouTube can probably pay my power bill, my cell phone bill, and I think my car insurance, and that's about it. So, you know, I do these things on the side. You know, that's one of the big things as I preach is there's a lot of these, I call them fake gurus, which I don't know if you know my buddy Spencer Cornelia. I'll leave a link to his channel up here. He does a lot of these really great videos about busting people because there's a lot of these real estate moguls that don't actually own any real estate. Where us, we try to actually do this so this way we can show you. So I do have a shop with my rental car license, which we're getting into right now. So this way eventually we can invite people down to Las Vegas to train them for, you know, if you want to open up a rental car company or if you want to open up a dealership, we can do that. Now, as of December, I should be able to file for my dealer's license because my non-compete will be up. We are actually working on trying to get it a little bit sooner, but I'm not going to go full bore because I'm actually enjoying my freedom with YouTube and everything else. So maybe one day in the future I will get a dealership, but I don't think I'll go as big as what I do. I want to stay under probably like 20 cars. I'll just do some classic and high-end cars. I don't want to go back to having 150 cars and just a bunch of overhead, employees, and just a big nightmare. Like I said, I'm so happy I'm enjoying my freedom. But yes, I actually do flip cars, and that's what I do. From J.R. Berg, I have $50,000. I want to start flipping cars. How can I get into it? Pretty much, I tell everybody, you just really want to focus on building your network. Now, you can go out on Craigslist and Facebook and OfferUp, and you can go find cars, and you can go chase down people and make deals. That's fine. When you get started, that's what you want to do. But the ultimate goal is to actually build a system and a network where this way the deals come to you. So every morning when I wake up, I have emails from different banks, vendors, title loan companies, pawn shops, mechanic shops, friends, referrals. I also do ads for Cash for Cars. So I have all these things, all this, basically this web setup funneling me leads so this way I can look at the cars. Now with that kind of money, I would probably put about $25K and keep that for capital. I would make about $10K to keep it for repairs. And then the other $10,000, I would literally go out and spend it all in marketing. I would build your company. I would, go get like a wholesaler's license and then just go out and just chase as much deals as you possibly can, and you will make your money back. Because, one thing that it drives me nuts is people say you can't find good deals. I do it all the time. Every time we go out to do like an in-person training, I literally bring everybody with me, and I'm like, I'm gonna get on Facebook right in front of you guys. We're gonna buy something and we're gonna sell it in the same day, just to show you that there are opportunities out there. No matter what your market is, you just got to be open and kind of learn a few different things. So that's some of the stuff we show you in our courses and our classes. But I would definitely do it that way, and I think you'll be very successful. Now, if you can hold your money, you can do the other route, which is basically right around December, you buy anything that's running and driving for $1,500. Now, right now, there may not be as many cars, but you may have to go up to maybe $2,000. But if you can buy anything that runs and drives for $2,000 and hold it till tax season, you can actually double your money. So if you can go that route, you can do that. Or if you just want to build a system, I would definitely invest in a network and grow your business. So this one's from Joshua. Should I open up an exotic rental car company in Miami? I have friends that are doing it right now and they're making a lot of money. Okay, so I'm not going to say that the market is saturated, but it is getting very close to there. There's a lot of people that want to do exotic cars in Miami. It's just, you guys are just like Vegas. Everybody wants to do exotic cars. Now, don't get me wrong, there are buyers for everything, but I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are going to do this, you need to make sure you stay with this rule. You want to get 10 cheap economy cars, 2 luxury cars, and 1 exotic. The reason is because your 10 economy cars should pay for your 2 luxury cars and your exotic car. And those 10 economy cars will be rented out far more than the actual exotic cars. So if you balance it out correctly, your market's just going to be kind of like this, and you're going to make steady money, because you're going to have those days where your exotic car goes way up. It's going to be rented for a week. Weather goes bad, all of a sudden nobody wants to rent it, but your economy cars are always going to rent because people are going to be traveling, families going to do whatever. And then luxury cars, they're going to be kind of up and down because people are coming in for the weekend. They want to drive around in something a little bit nicer. So it's a balancing act. So as long as you do it that way, I think that you'll be fine. But a lot of the people I talk to and some of the students that I have there, they won't listen. They're just like, I want Ferraris only, Lamborghinis, Aston Martins, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. But you get this massive overhead and this massive depreciation. So make sure if you do it this way, you can kind of balance it out and definitely save some money and make yourself buildable and scalable in the long term. This one is from Caesar. Caesar asks, when are you going to start fabricating again? Okay, so this one's actually a good question. So if you guys don't know, I used to actually build cars back in the day. We used to do cars for SEMA, movie cars, all kinds of fun stuff. And, I want to get back into it. That's why I'm building the studio, which is right behind me, because we got a lift going in there next week, so I can start doing this stuff on camera. So I showed you a little bit with the tools, but I'm going to start doing some more fabricating. Now, this weekend, I'm actually going to LA to buy a really cool car, and we're going to do some fabrication on that. So if you make sure you follow us on Instagram, because I'm going to be showing that, and we're also going to do a cool collab with another big automotive YouTuber. But I do love it. It's a passion of mine. The reason why I stopped doing it is people just don't want to pay anymore. So if you guys know what an English wheel is, basically it's a tool that we use to shape metal. Now, just my English wheel was like, with the rollers and everything, was about $8,000. So when we would use this tool, it would take me like 6 hours to make like maybe an aluminum panel, a small aluminum panel. And so we would charge people sometimes $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for these panels. And they just didn't want to pay it. And the reason why is because everything we make is handmade. It's something that you can't get. So a lot of these old classic cars, like we were doing a lot of Jaguars for a third-party company out of California, where they would send us the old rusted aluminum panels and we would actually re-roll them and make them out of aluminum. So I do miss that. I did try welding the other day and it was really bad. I was trying to TIG and I was blowing holes through all the metal, so I'm gonna have to get my DAP rod a little bit better and work on my skills so I can bring it back. But MIG, never lose that one. It's pretty hard to screw that one up, but definitely have to work on my TIG. But I am going to be bringing fabricating back to this channel. There's a lot of things I want to do that'll be a little bit more automotive. Now, it really depends on the views because, when I talk about the dealerships and I talk about Turo, my views go way up. But when I talk about like fabricating and tools and other stuff in the automotive business, my views just plummet. And I thought that'd be something that people would enjoy because it gives you all aspects of the automotive business, especially if you want to open up a dealership, a rental car company, whatever else. Fabricating and automotive repair is a big part of it. Plus, we're going to build some cool stuff that we're going to rent out later, which you can do the same thing. But if you guys actually like those videos and watch them, I will definitely try to do more. But we have a first fabricating video coming up next week, so definitely stay tuned for that one. And thank you so much, Caesar, for the question. Okay, this one's from Mike the Businessman. Is it too late to start a car dealership in Dallas, Texas? Now, Dallas and Texas in general is a great market. You guys have a lot better credit than what we do have in Vegas. You have way more banks. There's a lot of Texas-only banks that lend there. So a lot of people keep asking, well, if the market's so high and everything else, I'm not going to open a dealership. It must be a bad time. And it's actually the opposite. Now is a good time to get in because if you buy, let's say you start a small dealership, maybe a place you can rent for $2,000, $3,000 a month, that you can build your business. You could sell maybe 5 cars a month just to kind of get started, learn the paperwork process, learn how to pay sales tax, build a relationship with your banks and your vendors. Hopefully by tax season, you'll be able to go and you can start pushing out more cars. And after tax season, you feel comfortable, go ahead and either upgrade, get a floor line or line of credit and get, another 30, 40 cars onto your lot and expand, or just, keep at the same pace and slowly grow and build your buy here, pay here, your wholesaling business, whatever the case is. But there's never really not a bad time to get into the car business because people come and go. That's one thing I've learned. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, actually for over 20 years, excuse me. And half the people that I started with are completely different other businesses, not even anything related. And then the people that I was doing business with 5 years ago are gone already. So people get in there, they do it, they get burnt out, or they don't want to mess with it anymore, or some people just fall out of love with it. Now, right now you're watching this video like, man, that's my dream job. I love it. I'm not even gonna lie, I got burnt out. I loved the business, I loved cars. I got burnt out on the customers. The customers were the absolute worst. When you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars a month out of your personal pocket to make other people happy and they still complain, it wears on you a lot. And I couldn't take it. Calls at 3 in the morning. People like, oh, my car broke down. Okay. Well, can you come pick it up? It's 3 in the morning. Well, I have things to do. Well, so do I. Call a tow truck, send it down to the shop, And some of these cars are not even expensive cars. They're like $5,000, $6,000 cars, and people want this like concierge service. Well, I'm friends on your Facebook. You owe me. You're my friend on Facebook. I don't owe you shit. So it's like, call AAA, get your car towed down, we'll look at it. But besides that, I'm not going out of my way. And so anyways, I just got burnt out and that's why. So if you do want to start a business in the automotive industry, like I said, now is a good time because there's going to be this crazy fluctuation of a lot of the old timers are getting out of the business too because it's not as easy to make money. Where if you're used to grinding now, you'll actually do better because once the economy goes back to normal and a lot of the car prices go down and the banks loosen up, it'll get much easier to sell cars. But right now it is a grind. So if you are going into this, make sure you go with eyes wide open and realize that this is not something easy. Hey guys, the audio is going to change a little bit. My actual lanyard mic died for some reason. So now I'm going to redo the whole video again pretty much. So if it sounds a little more echoey, whatever else, like I said, we are in the studio, but I want to get this video out to you because I need to make sure we post 3 times a week. So we live up to our promises. Next question is from Brittany, and she asks, do you have anything cool planned for the YouTube channel or anything new and exciting? We actually do. So pretty much I'm going to be creating a new segment where we're going to be interviewing YouTubers about their cars. Now, I have a huge passion for cars and I want to share that with other people. So it's going to be called Cars and YouTubers. We're just going to go around, film a bunch of YouTubers talking about their personal cars. Now, some of these people are car people, some of them are not, but I think it's interesting just to see why certain people pick their cars and what makes sense for them, because as car people, we tend to over accentuate our love and passion. So when you see somebody very excited about a Toyota Corolla and you're like, why? That's a Toyota Corolla, and they're so happy and they absolutely love it and it's their favorite car. That's what makes the car industry so great, is you could love whatever you love, and there's somebody out there that will share your passion for that particular vehicle, that particular year, and everything else. So we're going to talk a little bit about that stuff. Like I said, we do have some other fabricating videos we got coming on too here shortly, so hopefully we'll get back into that one too as well. But definitely stay tuned, we got some really cool stuff coming up. Next question is from the Meme Man. He asks, what do you think about EV vehicles? Now, electric vehicles, I know I just made a video about talking bad about them the other day. I know that electric vehicles are the future. That's just the way it is. Technology is moving forward. Combustion engines are slowly being left out. You know, it does make me a little bit sad to realize that these things are happening, but I understand the reasons why. Renewable energies, it's going to get cheaper to manufacture. Some of these electric cars are going to outperform everybody. With those type of things, it's a lot easier to control torque, power, to basically make self-automated systems much easier to control when it's electric. So I understand that that is the future, but I am definitely not happy with it. I will always have a gas car. I mean, I'll probably eventually have to buy an EV car, but best believe that I'll have some sort of classic or exotic car that's in my actual garage that is naturally aspirated, because just you can't get over the sound, the horsepower, the feel, the sensation of driving your car. Because, you know, like I love Teslas. This weekend we're gonna go drive a Plaid, and it's gonna, you know, it could beat the brakes off of my Audi, no problem. But it just doesn't have that sound. When that 10,000, that V10 is revving like at 9,000 RPMs, it's just the most beautiful sound on earth. So to replicate that with something that sounds like, you know, like a weed whacker, or you're speeding up your blender, it's like that's what I get from electric cars. But don't get me wrong, they are amazing. There's a lot of really cool things that are coming up, you know, but it's just kind of sad to see the changing of an era. And there's so much that's changed from when I started in the automotive industry till now. You know, everything is online, books, everything else. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but Chilton manuals, like when I first learned how to work on cars, you had to go to the store and buy a book to read about how to fix your car. And now you just Google it online. There's blogs and tons of people that share your passion for that same car, to share information. So EV vehicles, definitely good. When it comes to hybrids, I actually like EVs better than hybrids. Hybrids, they cost way more money than a regular car. The cost of maintenance is crazy, and I just don't like the whole hybrid thing. So if you are gonna go EV, go full EV. Don't go halfway, either go gas or go EV. That's it, in my opinion anyways. This next question is from Russ from, I don't know if that's Relec Automotive Group. Would you ever open up a dealership out of state, and would you ever partner up with anybody? You know, I do love Texas. Texas is an insane market. I absolutely love it. I've been thinking about opening up there. It just right now, I'm very happy with doing YouTube and everything else. But if I were to open up another store, it would definitely be in Texas, maybe Florida. But I'm still kind of feeling those things out. You know, when it comes to partnerships and stuff like that, to be honest with you, it's not really worth my time, because, you know, everybody thinks if you give them like $200,000-$300,000 and they basically want you to make them money, and I'm not going to work for anybody. I'd rather just do my own thing. Now, if the person's like a multi-millionaire and they got millions of dollars and they want to open up a franchise store or start an auto group, hey, I'm all about that, because that's something that, you know, everybody can take advantage of and definitely make some really good money. But when it comes to like small independent lots, it's not worth the headache, because now you got to worry about that one, train the people, make sure you stay up on it, and then you're splitting all the profits with somebody, which I'd rather just do it myself, because there's no point in even doing it. So, but to answer your question, no, unless you're a multi-millionaire. But anyways, so I'm probably going to open one up here soon. Like I said, I'm still debating. I just want to see what happens in the next few months. It'll give me a better inclination of what's going on in the market, and then I'll probably pull the trigger. So this next question is from Volkswagen's US, I think it's Style or Styles. Anyways, they ask, Do you have any dream collabs, or what other YouTubers would you wish to collab with? You know, I've actually been pretty fortunate this last year. I've got to meet quite a few really cool YouTubers. I did some videos with Ryan Pineda, which is a big real estate guy here in Vegas. My buddy Spencer, we did a really cool video about growing his Turo fleet. He just started with his first car. He's also a YouTuber. I'll link here. I did another big one, which was actually somebody that I admired for quite some time and was able to meet, was Graham Stephan. I did a video with him, actually several videos now. I'll link to a few of those right here, where we did a few car things and stuff like that. Now this weekend, I'm actually going to meet maybe somebody else that I've talked to for a while that I wanted to meet. But there's a few people out there, like I'd love to meet Doug DeMiro. You know, I got to meet Hoovie. He was really cool. I'm actually going to be out in Kansas, so if you're in that area, Hoovie, definitely, I know you're out there anyways, hit me up. I'd love to do something with you. I'd like to do something with VinWiki. I got stories for days. So if you guys want some crazy hookers trying to shake us down with crack and pimps and substitute teachers and all this other stuff and gamblers in Vegas, I can literally blow up VinWiki's channel with about 1,000 stories of just the most craziest things. But I'd love to be on that channel. Love to meet Ed. They seem like really cool people. Tavares is another cool one. I like the way he actually works on cars and tinkers with stuff, and he actually enjoys it, which I really love. That's one of the other things. Sam Crack, I've seen him in a few videos. I've reached out to him actually a few times. Not a word back, which I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I'm not a big enough YouTuber yet, but I'm slowly growing. So I know my Instagram is bigger than most of them, but my YouTube is still not. We're right around, like I said, the 50,000 sub mark. But those are some of the YouTubers I'd love to meet and do something with, you know, because I think when we start talking about the business, the passion, and everything else, it takes away from a lot of the petty stuff, because I've noticed that, you know, in the YouTuber market, it's a lot of divas. There's a lot of people crying and finger pointing and stuff like that. There's a good channel. It's called Life Apollo. So if you guys haven't subscribed to it, make sure you do. He goes over a lot of the drama that a lot of these automotive YouTubers have. And I've been on a few car rallies and I've met a few of these guys. And I'm just like, wow, like, I don't even want to be a part of it. I just want to talk about cars, have fun, shake each other's hands, and get the hell out of there, you know. But it's really bad. So there's some people that actually I really wanted to work with, but after seeing how they acted in person, the way they treated other people, the passion's gone. I don't even want to mess with them. I'd rather just, you know, like I said, deal with the fan group here, maybe meet some new people and other adventures and stuff like that. But like I said, there are a few YouTubers I want to meet and some people I want to do stuff with, so definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully this weekend we'll get one of those ones checked off the list, which will be great. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you have any questions, please put in the comment section down below. If you have car questions, business questions, you want to post a comment about anything, put it down there, because if you do, you qualify for that $100 gift card from Harbor Freight just from putting a simple comment in there. So make sure you do. And if you feel like you liked anything or you enjoyed the conversation, please gently squeeze the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, please consider subscribing. We post 3 times a week, so make sure you click the notification bell. And once again, follow us on Instagram, automotive.life, and we'll see you next time.